MD95TSI here, guys. Woke up this morning and had a fellow YouTuber asking for some help on a solo. He says he was doing it. Now, let me give you his name. His name is Jae Reese. I could be pronouncing that J wrong. It's J-A-E. Last name Reese. R-E-E-S-E. Okay? So how you doing, brother? Glad to meet you. Nice to bump into you in here. Sorry it's due to you having issues. It's not just you coming by and having fun. Alright, so let's get into it. Let's peel off our antennas. This one's always tougher on the right side. Take off your solo antennas and please do not power on your transmitter. Okay? So we got, you roll her over. We're going to be removing 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there's one under the battery in here. Well, let's honestly, let's do this. Let's just take off this your tablet holder. This makes it easier to work on. And in here you're going to find a card, a Wi-Fi card, okay? Bear with me. Believe me, I had a lot of people tell me the same thing. A lot of people are like, man, ain't no way. Trust me. And I'm going to tell you who put me down with this. That got me. He told me about the transmitter. He didn't tell me nothing about the bird. I figured the bird all on my own. Drone Worship, DW. Dan. As soon as I had a problem, I went on there and said, hey, Dan, I'm having a problem with my Wi-Fi, buddy. My bird's not linking up. He told me, he said, Chris, go to inside the transmitter. There's a Wi-Fi card. You might have to take it out and put it back in. And he was right on the money. I did that, and it still didn't work. But he was right. So it was definitely the Wi-Fi cards. It was just the one in the bird itself, and could have very well been the one in the transmitter also. But you know, but that's what it's about, guys. Like this, my solo is working fine. I'm tearing this apart for Jae Reese. I'll get all your screws out the back there and run them into a pile. And peel off this guy. Pop out this. What I like to do, disconnect that battery. Safe. Because when you're holding it like this, if you accidentally press against that button, and if she powers on, you fly acro birds, so you know. Well, you fly RCs all together, so you know. No load. Oof. Okay, at this point, brother, you're going to open this up. Kind of like stick, you know, right here and just peel her back. She'll come. It's a little tricky, but she'll break it. So, okay, once you get this off, let me get you some light. I don't want to lead you wrong. And then just pay attention to what you're doing in here, friend. Okay? Wire right here. Unplug this. Alright. That's going to allow you to move your transmitter more. Okay? You have a wire right here. Let's unplug that. Okay? Now we're in. Okay? I don't feel I'm going to have to take my card out just to show you, but I'm going to give you damn good instructions on doing this. Okay? Bear with me, bro. Hopefully we're good on the camera, not too close, not too blurry. Oh. Remove this, be really gentle though. Really, really gentle. Remove this screw, this one, and this one. Okay? And if you look very closely down there, you will see something that your eyes recognize. That is the SD card right there. It will have some white stuff on it. Mine has a little bit of hot glue on it because I didn't put the silicone back on it. Liquid electrical tape is what they call it. I didn't put that back on there, and I was a mile and a half away and this bricked on me. She wiggled and got loose or something. So there's your SD card. I'm gonna call you Jay. I'm sorry if it's not Reese. I'm gonna just call you Reese. Okay, Reese, there's the SD card, brother. So like I said, this, and this will allow you to move this. Okay, all you want to do is take this away just enough to where when you get this a little bit of white off of here, you're gonna Just take the card out just like you do on anything else. I don't want to pull mine out. I seriously don't, because mine's been working flawlessly. I haven't took it. I've done this far, taking it apart, you know, just to show my buddy what's going on. Like, I have no problem doing that, but I just don't want to take the card out. So it's simple. You got to know it's just simple, buddy. Like, in and out SD card, click, 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 click it in and out a couple of times. Do it like 2 or 3 times, and then get you some hot glue. Or if you have the liquid tape, go ahead and put that on there. That way she don't move on you. Okay, you got that part done. Now I'm gonna button my transmitter back up. Let's show you that. Remember, we unplugged this wire here, so we gotta get that back in there. And that's what that looks like hooked back up. And then we have the little guy on this side that we gotta get back in there. And that's back in. You know, pretty much only go one way. They don't move around too much, just the angle that you're at. And just close it back up. It's as simple as that. You don't have nothing falling out on you. As like most of them have, you got the gimbals and the sticks wanting to pop down on your buttons. This doesn't do that. So there's your transmitter. Step 1, brother. Alright, sorry, I'm back. Had a 3D print that was done, so I'd give her a break. It's okay, let's put her screw back in here. Still with me, Reese? I saw your video where you were trying to get the buzzer working on your acro bird. Maybe you can trade with me. I don't know acro. I'm trying to learn acro. Maybe we can help each other out here. I want to get the Rodeo 110 Waikara. Check out my channel. I have quite a few drones. I have the Waikara Rodeo 250. I sent it to a buddy of mine to have tuning done, and he said I had everything pretty much bulletproof in it, and screws are so tough. They actually grab really good. So let's put your battery back in. And she started doing the flip of death on him again, so back to that. So he's going to solder all the wires really good on the bullet connectors instead of having quick connects. Let's before I put that back in, before you put this back in, let's let that be your last step. Let's put all this on first. That way we got this on, and I don't contradict myself when I'm saying take your battery out so you don't accidentally hit the power button. So if we're still working on it, obviously we still need the battery out of it. That's what I'm saying. Okay. That much is done, friend. And I don't know about your solo or someone else's, but you might want to give them a holler and tell them to buy some alpha antennas. Really good antennas for this guy. They work really well if you don't know. $20, can't beat it. And that's shipped. That's shipping and everything. They're just a little bulky, so you gotta grab the top of it to put it on. But other than that, beautiful. Okay, so now we got our antennas on. Now we're safe to kind of power this guy up. Well, we're not going to power him up. We're just going to put the battery back in. And the battery's a little tricky, the way it sets in there. They got a little connector that just faces down and pushes in. So I'll face it off to the side, I guess. But it's, like I said, it's a little tricky getting it in there. But once you get it, lock it right in on me. I'm trying to put it in upside down. And I am. I was thinking the bump was in the middle, but it's not. So put your writing down on your battery, and it pops right in. Okay. I figured that out before. I just forgot. I got so many freaking drones. It's hard to remember everything. And just put that in. It's just a spacer. Stop your battery from bouncing around on you, possibly coming unhooked. Put that back on, and you're good. You're good on a transmitter, brother. So now, this beast. Let me get set up on an overhead or something for this one. Okay, welcome back, Reese. Sorry. Okay, now on the bird. Now, one thing I want to get you to understand too is, are you familiar with factory reset on a solo? That, off the top of my head, I don't remember how to do that. I do know that when you power on the bird, you power on the transmitter. It's like a sequence you do. I can figure it all out again. I did it before. But there's, if you read, that says pair. Okay? And the transmitter has one, but I don't think they have a hole that you get through to it. You literally have to have the transmitter apart to do that. But anyway, let's take this. Because if we power on our transmitter, okay, let me unplug the lights here so you can see in the back. Alright, you see a red light's on now. Okay, once that, okay, it's waiting for solo. So okay, now if you see, if you look at an angle in there, it's really hard to see. You'll see a green and like yellow light blinking. Okay, that tells you your transmitter, Wi-Fi and everything is working. It's looking for your solo. Okay, so go ahead and power your transmitter back off. And like I said, this is the pair button. Okay, you need, let me get the lights back on. You need to have something small to stick in this hole, and you don't want to force it down in there. And you just want to set it down in there, and it's like, let's just forget about that. I'll do the process for you. We're gonna have to do that once you're done anyway. Okay, so just look that up, do some homework on that, get a video up and get it playing for you. I really don't want to remove my gimbal here. I seriously don't, because I've had a lot of issues with my gimbal. So I'm gonna try to go through this. Man, the only way to do it though is to actually show you. You know what, brother? That's what the hobby's about. That's why I do what I do. Because then I can get that joker back in sync again. So let's go ahead and force this frickin' thing off here. This gimbal holder for the solo is, she holds it. Probably helped if I was pulling it the right way. Upside down. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I had a little shelter around my 3D printer and she fell. Alright, so this is why I do what I do. I'm going to take this thing apart for you, bro. Alright. So if you don't know how to remove your gimbal, that's what I'm thinking. Do I have to do this? Let me think this out clearly, brother. I'm going to try to leave the gimbal on for now. Okay, so let's go ahead and get her over. Well, no, let's leave it over. So this side, let me see, I'm confused here. I'm not confused, I'm just confused on what I want to do. I want to show you, but then again, I don't want to tear my bird all the way apart and have to mess with my gimbal again. So, alright, listen to the music. First things first now. Lens cap, right here. Right in that corner. Just get under there and pick her up. She pops right off. Okay, you're going to do the same thing for the back one. You're just going to get in, pluck her up, and lift her off. And make sure when you put these back on, they do clip down. And kind of keep them on what side they come off of, because I've noticed that this one, they do wobble. I had them switched around one time, and I guess they make them in play, so I don't know. So, okay. Try to get you here. Alright. To remove these, you need to remove 1, 2, 3, 4. That's per motor pod. It's going to be 4 per pod, so let's go ahead and get them out the way. You don't have to touch none of the legs. They're like a little in your way, but you should be able to work around them with no problem. So, okay, once you got them out, go ahead and remove the screws. Okay. Then you're going to come to it, and you're going to pick up on it this side first, and just move it out just like this. Okay? Unplug the bullet connectors, positive, negative, and your signal wire. Set your motor down, be really gentle with that. Alright, we're going to flip it back over, and we're going for the other side. We're going to do this one now. If you're wondering what these are 3D printed leg extenders. They work. My gimbal used to lay on the ground, get grass all in it, everything. It doesn't do that no more. I print those, so if you know somebody needs a set, we could work something out. Okay. Set that down. You're just going to take your screws. Sorry if I'm confusing you, but I don't think I am. I shouldn't be. Take them out. It's just hard to see that camera at this angle. Okay. We're going to do the same thing. Same thing here. Let's get this transmitter out of here. That we're done with that. Okay. Same thing, buddy. Pick up on the back of the motor. Sometimes they're a little stubborn, and just pull them out. They're very gentle to deal with, though. Positive, negative, signal wire, and put that off to the other side. Okay, now that we're here, we're gonna take, just throw your fingernail underneath the edge of this cap here, and just peel it back. It comes right off. Okay. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So let's start getting them out. Screwdriver's got too much of a point. I put my screws tight. I'm a nut. I just feel like vibrations up there when she's in the air. We don't need nothing coming apart. And she will vibrate. And there's quite a few things you can do mods to these, Reese. Like you can, I'll show you once we get this out, that you can put a, I don't know if you have a problem with video feed lagging on you or your screen rolling, but there's a fix around that. And so far it has worked for me. I get a little bit of it, but I don't get near as much of it. And there's also a flat cable that you can run instead of running that big bulky cable. So, okay, so once you have all this done, I usually just leave my screws in. I grab the basket and peel it back. You gotta have all the screws up though. It's not gonna come out and you ain't got none of the screws up. Or all the screws out. Okay. Just a couple threads left in there. Happens every time. Okay. And screws that long up front? Yeah, they were. Okay. So then once you get this apart, you're gonna have your GPS wire in there. All you're gonna do is reach in and unplug that right off the board. You know when you do stuff on camera, it does have a little clip, I'm sorry. So it has a little push button clip that you'll push in and take that clean off the board. Now, this is where we're at. I like to turn it this way away from me. Put my motors away from me that I've taken apart. Pay attention here, buddy, because this is very fragile. You don't want to mess with none of this stuff. There's a screw right here. Remember where the GPS unplugged? Come back off of that right here. Okay, you can see now the board's not moving. And like I said, you want to be super easy in this stuff. You see my hand shaking? That's because I've screwed stuff before with working on them. Took and actually pried the thing, but okay, just pull your wires through. That's all I do. You feed them all right back through. Feed them ones out the top,
And then, yeah, these ones are going to be difficult with that gimbal on, but let's try it anyway. So, like I said, usually my gimbal's off. So let's try it with the gimbal off. So all you want to do is pull it up. You want to lift up on the board and kind of pull it this way a little bit towards you. And no, it's not going to do it with the gimbal on it. So let's peel that gimbal off of there. I didn't think it would. But this is all good. For the gimbal to come off, very simple. 3 screws. Let's go ahead and peel them off. This just goes to show you guys what I would do for someone else. Nothing complaining about you, Roger. Roger, listen to me. I'm sorry. I watch so many videos, read so many comments. Reese, I'm sorry. Okay. I'll try to get you right, buddy. I don't like pulling on that. I like try to get my finger or something in here. I hate lifting on that gimbal. I don't want to scratch my solo all to pieces neither. But it's like a little piece, and it's like if you get the back out first, you're golden. Okay. So just lift up on the back first, and then just wiggle its way out of there. Okay. And there's your gimbal. Okay, for the gimbal, we're gonna have a same thing as the GPS. You're gonna push in and pull out, and then you're gonna have an HDMI cable right here. You're just going to gradually pull that out, okay? Gimbal is released. Be very, very careful with that guy. I shouldn't even have my foam off, but I do. Okay, now we are in the POC. Okay, right here, just reach fingers in there and just do the same thing that I did on the top. Just pull those wires through. And you don't really have to do it from the top. You can just put your fingers through here and do it. Or you don't have to do it from the bottom, but I like to do it. I like to take these and poke them down through the bottom just because you'll see what I'm talking about. Alright, now that we're here, we're going to pull this board this way. And you're going to be easy with it because you have stuff under there. So and you're just going to pull it out. Okay, like I said, watch your wires because your wires is actually what will get you in trouble. Okay, as far as you need to go, watch your antenna wire. You will pull on that. As far as we need to go. Okay, let's get you some more light here, brother. I find I lose things. I got so much stuff, as you can see. I just get sidetracked. Okay, it's over here. I just want to make sure you can see. I hate doing this for nothing. And I'm not sounding cocky. I hope I didn't sound cocky with that. But here's your Wi-Fi board, just like you saw with your transmitter. You don't have to remove this. That's one good thing. Alright. Here's your SD card with that. If you notice, the same situation. It had the white glow on it. White, what's it called? Liquid electrical tape, shall I say. Let's see. This is your Pixhawk, if you don't know that. This is your main brain. This little thing just unscrews and pops off the board. And if you have been looking into the green cube, or read up on the green cube, that's exactly where it would go. Here is what I was telling you about on the cable. If you put some moon gel, is what I got. It's real soft, gooey. It stops the vibration because this just hangs off of here and it just like vibrates as the bird's flying. So I always make sure that's pushed in when I get it out, and I will remove this SD card for you. Watch this. Do that, and then stick it right back in, and then lock it down. Told you I'd do mine 3 times, and I honestly said I did this for nothing, but you know what, Reese? You're a good man, because I'm gonna put hot glue on mine while I got it out. So let me get my glue gun heated up before we go back together. That ring just died. Hold that. Oh, no. Okay. Alright, brother. I hope this helped you out. Putting it back together, just as simple as you're going to do the same thing. You're going to push the board down, wiggle it in place. You're going to just let it more or less fall its way in place. Make sure none of the wires are underneath where they shouldn't be. Make sure these wires are in. And you're just going to more or less put it right back in place like so. And there it is. I put my screw back in. She's in. I take my wires, I push back through. Black, black, red to red. This will only go one way. Make sure this, when you lock this in, I always look to make sure it goes this way, I believe. So you're going to put this in, and you're going to clip it in. You're going to feel it clip, and then just give it like a slight tug. I had one of mine when I pulled it apart one time. It just went and pulled off real easy. So, but yeah, and then reverse everything that I did. This is good that I did a video because you can just go back and rewind to show everything, because I'm gonna let my hot glue gun heat up and go ahead and do mine while I got it apart, because it just makes sense. I didn't do it in the transmitter, and like I said, after I did it in the transmitter, I haven't had no issue. So okay, Reese, sorry about that. My GoPro SD card got pulled and I had to import some videos. Export, import, whatever you call it. Import, because then when you do it, then it exports. Okay, so I got some hot glue on that. We'll go ahead and just stick her back together. Push her down like so. So get the board to where you get everything in. Just be real gradual. It looks like I might be being a little rough, but trust me, I'm not. These big hands can be soft. Gotta have humor, man. You gotta have humor. This is what it is. But anyway, guys, this goes to show you, okay, my bird was perfect. And I tore this thing apart to show a fellow or YouTuber that what's going on here. Because if you contact 3DR, I can assure you, you're wasting your damn time. I've contacted them people. I waited, so we're going to put our screw back in now, Reese. Sorry, I'm ranting a little bit. I contacted those people, and it's right where you want to put the screw in it. Right where it came out of. Right back behind the GPS plug. But I contacted them, and they were just like not into it. They just like didn't even give a shit that my drone bricked itself, and they was just like, well, do the factory reset. Yeah, did that like 9 times, and trust me, it was a waste of time. So let's get our signal wire back through. You see, it's not hard to shove these wires back in. Just gotta kind of straighten them out and get them up in there. But this goes to show you right here, guys. Like I ain't no champion or nothing, but I did this just because a guy was having trouble. Like he literally, I know what I went through when mine bricked and wouldn't do nothing. That sucked. I was upset. I wanted to cry like a kid. Why? Somebody took my candy. But yeah, it sucks. It does. It really hurts. So you can go ahead and start your motors back in now, Reese. Remember that we set it this way. We pulled them out side by side, which way they go. So, because if I don't, I'd put it right back together and just slam it all together and be like, and I hope I had, yeah, I had it on that side. Guess I'd always take it away from me. Because these motors aren't marked. I don't think they are. Let me see. I could be wrong. I don't think they are, though. As far as counter or clock, whatever. Well, I see it goes, yeah, it's got a little arrow that goes this way, so. That way, I'm trying to like throw myself off just to get back on track. So that way, when you go to put it back on, if you're going to put this one here, if you mix them up, you're going to see the arrow is pointing this way. So when you turn this the way of the arrow, and then turn this one over here that matches it the way of the arrow, you can see I'm turning the wrong way. I should be turning this way. Everything going clock instead of this one going counter. So this is your counter, and this is your counter. Just remember that. Just remember, and this is good that I do this video because this helps me too, because I seriously, when you get into drones, into anything, it's not just drones, you'll literally pull what little bit of hair you got out trying to figure things out, and just plug your signal wire back in. That's where all the magic happens. Without that, it ain't gonna do nothing. Let's plug our power wire back in. And let's plug our ground wire back in. Okay, just simple little bullet connectors. If you race quads, you know all about those, because that's what you got to do in the field. If you break it, you must put it back together. Okay, we got that there. You just want to take your wires and get your wires back over here. Okay. I usually just take one screw when I'm to this point and stick in here and just give it a couple twists, because that way that don't fall out on you. You don't want that to fall out on you. Okay, now we're up to this one. Same thing, we'll feed our wires through, and some of them are tricky. See, like, yeah, make sure, like I got this wire. Now I want to make sure, okay, but yeah, this wire is over this one, so you want to make sure, kind of make sure your wires are not around your gimbal wire. That's what's important. So let's get these guys down in there. You can kind of stick them all down at once. They'll kind of make their way through. I might have some or one that's tricky, like my negative. She ain't want to come through. But just pull it back out and stick it back in. Okay. I saw it. Alright. Our counter motor. What we do, right? We said we hook this one up first. Our signal wire. Said you want to make sure they're tight. We'll do negative first on this one. It's right there. And then we'll reach down there and get a hold of that positive one. And that's how you hook a solo motor up. Like I said, make sure your signal wires are tight. And just cram it down in there. It goes. Like I said, peel it over and put your screw in it. It just helps. That way it don't come flipping out on you and being all stupid. Alright, well that's that, buddy. Now you want to install your gimbal again. Yay! So that guy, flip up on his side. Put in your HDMI. I try to hold my the gimbal and everything. Let's hook in our wire. And I always like to do this, Reese, before I plug in the top. And just get that down in there. Try to make sure it's not touching on nothing. And just give that front screw a twist, maybe a couple of the screws, because you don't want this guy bouncing down on you once you turn it upside down. Well, once you turn it back up right, it is upside down. And I did look up that pairing video for you, brother, while I was uploading or importing. What I like to do here is just make sure my wire is away. Make sure my gimbal can move and not be touching any of these wires here. Okay, so that looks good. Alright, what's next, Reese? You tell me, buddy, 'cause I forgot. No, I'm kidding. On this tray, go ahead and turn it over and get all your screws out. It's easier to line back up that way. Again, here's your GPS. Hey, when you have these apart, brother, if you don't have the Rev B board in it, peel this off, and underneath here is a little piece of cardboard. No, not bull crap. Look, corrugated cardboard, because the metal copper tape, it should have been reversed. The copper should have been back here, and this should have been on the other side with the stickiness, but they did it backwards. So that touches your board, and that causes slow GPS link ups. I am going to be printing plates for these. So, and everything I do, I'm going to try to, like, I can't give everything away to the print. I'm going to have to get something for it because I do pay shipping and all that. So, but anyway, let's plug our GPS wire back in. And you hear it click just like so. You will put this in and just make sure that these are up like this, and this sets right back down in there. You might have like your wires. You might want to make sure that all your wires are down and out the way. Everything's tucked in the carriage nice and neatly, and nothing's going to be pinched down under here because all the wires kind of go that way. So just be careful with it. It's simple. See, like that? It lays perfectly flat now. Okay. So, alright, well, I'm going to make this video short to this. So anyway, just button your screws back up, lock your piece back on, and what I'm going to do for you, I'm not going to do the factory reset on mine, but I'm going to link a video with this video. So down in the comments, it'll be linked in for the factory reset. It's kind of simple. What you do is you kind of take your transmitter with everything powered off, press the power button. I'm not going to do it. I just want to see if my button stuck. The other day it was cold, it was sticking. You press the power button and fly button down at the whole time and hold it. And when you see it power up, you just keep holding it. Don't stop until it says calibrating or updating. It'll say updating. That's what it'll say. It'll say updating. So then from there, you just let that do what it does. That'll literally power itself up and cut itself back off. And then you're going to flip the bird over, and then when you flip the bird over, that's when you're going to find that little port that I told you, and he does a very, very detailed video, so you can't go wrong on following this guy's videos. He's like really good at it on what he does. Like, it helped me out to get my factory paired back up, and everything worked beautifully. So okay, Reese, I'm hoping this helped you out. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, please do, because you can see right here, brother, what my channel is all about. You reached out to me this morning for help. It was 6 o'clock when I checked out. It's 11:35 a.m. and I'm going to be getting this video put together, edit it, and get it up for you, brother, so to help you out. So, alright, thank you, and I hope this helped you out. And guys, you see what MD will do. I told you before when I did the solo video, if you have a problem and if I have to tear mine apart to redo it to show you, I would do it. I just did it. Thank you guys for watching. This video should get mad thumbs up, I would think, because this is something that you would not tear. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So you're not going to tear your working bird apart just to help someone else out. I will. Reese, I love doing it, buddy. Thank you. Glad you hit me up and ask about this question. You have any more? Let me know. And like I said, I'm going to help you out. You're going to say, thank you, buddy.